Currently, Kane County is under a lot of pressure to make budget reductions with allegations that the county has not been fiscally responsible. What is your position on this point with regards to the sheriff's office? Has the sheriff's office been fiscally responsible?
Moving ahead, and right now, I actually do. I believe in just going, and this is my opinion, no one else's. In conversations that I've had with county board members, it has been up in the direct conversation that here's what we need with Flock, here's what we need with Axon body cameras. Obviously, that was just my opinion moving ahead.
What are some examples of immediate changes that could be made for cost reduction?
Currently, we are doing audits, and I would continue to do the audits. We have 3 functions, as everybody's well aware. So public safety, corrections, and court security. We want to make sure that what we do cut is fiscally responsible for us. So any training programs that are not needed, we cut. So obviously that goes with, we have to do our mandated training, but also any other programs that were not needed in the past, we need to decide, do we really need to facilitate that? That goes with jail programs too. Not to say those are absolutely necessary, but what is needed 100% to facilitate our residents moving forward, and what can we live without going ahead, because we all understand with our taxes and obviously the sales tax not moving forward with the budget, we need to be fiscally responsible and transparent with what we do moving ahead.
What aspects of your background make you the best candidate for managing a multi-million-dollar budget and large staff?
Everybody has known that I've started out as an intern and worked my way up. That has given me a leg up in not only working with every facet of the sheriff's office for the most part, but seeing different sheriffs function and what to do and what not to do. I've had the privilege of not only doing recruitment, but field training, officer in charge when I first started, which is a supervisory position. Not a lot of people had that. I was 2 years to 3 years in when they gave me that title. I've also done half of the civil. I have learned so much too in being on light duty when I was pregnant with both of my kids to look at warrants division. So there's so much facet of inside the jail, corrections, public safety, court security that no one else has seen that I have seen. So again, going side by side with not only the sheriff, but the county board, all of our command staff from 2003 till now, I've had the insider's look on all of these things that made Kane County who it is now and who it goes to in the future. And I want to lead that into the future to the best of my ability. And that's where I can think quick on my feet, and I know exactly what we need and what we don't need for budgeting, finance, and supervisory.
Would you support regular public town halls or reporting to the county board?
Absolutely all for that. That's one of the platforms that I have. I have a great rapport with the county board, and if elected for sheriff, that's what I would like to try again, because if we go through and hide things, that's never going to help anybody. I want to make sure our community, our county board, anybody else knows exactly what we do before we do it, that, hey, we need this equipment. This is why we need this equipment. This is how much it's going to cost, and projected, let's go into a 4-year contract. This is how long that 4-year contract is going to be, whether it's year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. I think that's allowed, allocated, and that's actually responsible of us to do, because in something that we have to cut in 2026, 27, 28, that's something, again, we owe it to our individuals, our community to do that. And that was something that whether we've done it in the past or not, we have to start doing.
How will you enforce sanctuary state policies within Kane County to ensure due process for all citizens?
We work with the state's attorney's office, and no matter what, we will continue to work with what the legislator puts out. State's attorneys work in tandem with us, and when we think that laws are not, lawful, should say, we will also go with the questioning with the state's attorney's office. Can we or can we not do this? So we will always make sure that we are with the law moving forward with sanctuary cities, bottom line.
To a follow-up regarding non-citizens.
And my answer doesn't change. We always want to make sure that regardless you're living here, we want to make sure that you're safe, and bottom line, our community is protected.
What has your involvement with the Democratic Party been up to the present?
Up to present, going to meetings. I also want to make sure questions, concerns, when they have them, are answered. So I get text messages. But again, I work 24/7. And in being new to obviously running with everything else, I want to make sure that I'm not overstepping what I should be or shouldn't be. So I am on the element of I want to listen. I want to make sure that I know exactly what's being needed from me and to kind of make sure that what's needed moving forward.
What's your plan to address morale among the department? Handling burnout? What will you do if you experience resistance to change within the sheriff's office?
Morale issues will always be there. Your plans, regardless of what happens, are going to always affect different elements of it and different people. So, with that, the biggest portion is how do you get more people in without affecting a budget? How do you make people want to come into work again? Based on medical, based on not having enough people. We're starting a grant, state funded, with Illinois Training and Standards Board for recruitment and retention. We're looking at more of a lateral game, meaning more lateral recruits coming in for public safety and corrections. We are actually trying to facilitate more cohesiveness coming in for corrections and more field training officers that actually are energized again. And that's what people have said too in working with the unions. We actually enjoy coming into work again. We actually too are looking at different incentive programs with our unions to say, hey, if you come in and do X, Y, and Z, this is what you get. You get PTO days, personal time off. You get this amount, and working in negotiations for that. It's just a matter of trying to figure out what works for public safety, not necessarily works for corrections and court security in a changing landscape of 2026 and 27. But you have to take into account too, there's some people there that just want a paycheck but don't want to work. How do you reach those people too?
With regards to racial profiling, what specific policies do you plan to implement? What best practices will you implement to help track data?
We have our policies already in place with all of the procedures that we have. We have data reporting also to make sure that it doesn't happen, which 100%, if it does, we will take immediate action to make sure that not only it stops, but also all of the deputies or corrections are absolutely held to a different standard. But we adhere to our policies and procedures that are already in place.
How will these policies be supervised?
How are these policies supervised? They are supervised not only by body cameras, because also corrections do have body cameras, but also auditing. We do auditing for not only public safety, but corrections. We also have auditing not only with our policies, but the state's attorney's office reviews them too to make sure that we're in compliance with the state laws.
How do you plan to handle issues with racial profiling?
And those issues come up too, Office of Professional Standards would be there to take action and potential administrative leave or anything else raising the course of what the union contract states.
What are your plans for recruiting a diverse police organization that represents the community it serves?
I am very excited because we just got our grant from Illinois Training and Standards Board for recruitment and retention, because in this day and age in 2026, 2027, we are struggling just to maintain people coming in for public safety and corrections. We have job fairs that we go out to with our cadets, our explorers, our supervisors to say, here's what we can provide. This is what we bring to the sheriff's office. We have ride-along programs. We have laterals. We have all of these entities. We go out into the community. We go to church functions, all of these things. But we're still trying to think outside the box of what brings in individuals that mirror our different community members. So for recruitment and retention right now, we're constructing our website to facilitate a little bit more of our community, but we're also looking at childcare incentives, because in speaking with a lot of people, male and female, when I used to do recruitment, the biggest thing was, well, I can't work in your job because childcare. I can't work a midnight shift. I can't work an afternoon shift because no one's going to take care of my kids. So we're implementing the incentive program to at least help lift some of the burden off of that. So hopefully we will get some people in there. Just as an example, our corrections testing right now too, for just regular corrections, we have 15 people and it's going in February. 15 people for a corrections test. Out of those 15, we only have 2 candidates that have the power test and our FOID card that are ready to go. It's not for lack of trying, it's just no one really wants to do this job. How can we make it more obtainable and just more open, that this is a fantastic job to do. And that's what we need to work on.
Set the record straight.
I would say also, I am as true as you get. 100%, I want to make sure this community runs and it runs smoothly. And I'm just the right person to do that. My leadership skills, no matter what, and no matter who says who's true or who's not, speak for themselves. My values, my principles, my dignity, my transparency are who I am and what I stand for. No matter what's going to be set, and what I work with and what I run with is exactly who I am and what I am. No matter what, at the end of the day, I know my truths, and I want to make sure that the Democratic Party knows that, and I am faithful and truthful to that moving forward, always.